let's talk about Bill M216. It's also known as the Professional Reliance Act, and it aims to get homes built faster in BC. So members of the public are invited to give feedback on the bill before next Tuesday. Let's take you through it. With us today, we have two guests. We're going to hear from Conservative MLA Korky Neufeld from Abbotsford West in just a moment. But with us right now is George Anderson, the MLA for Nanaimo-Lanceville, the author of the bill. George Anderson, good afternoon to you.
Hi, Gloria. Thanks for having me on.
What can you tell us? All right. What can you tell us about this bill?
Well, what I can tell you right now and what I'm hearing from families in Nanaimo-Lanceville and across British Columbia, that young people and families really want to be able to have homes. They want affordable homes. They want rentals that they can actually afford. And right now, the most expensive material in construction is delay. And so at the heart of this bill, it's the hope of bringing a system that British Columbians can rely upon that will work for them and deliver results.
Okay, what's in it?
In this bill, it essentially says that a local government is able to rely upon a regulated professional, whether or not it's an engineer or architect, in order to be able to streamline the process. Because right now, local governments have to double check this work, and engineers, architects, people who are regulated under the Professional Reliance Act are actually insured to protect the public interest. And so what I'm suggesting here is that we actually trust those professionals and utilize their skills and experience to be able to build housing faster for people.
Okay, build it faster. Tell me more about the impact you hope something like this could have.
Well, Gloria, every month and year of delay are costs that are passed on to the end user, whether it's someone who is going to rent a home in Nanaimo or Vancouver or Castlegar. That's costs that are passed on to them. To someone who is hoping to buy a home, 20 years of delay or a significant period of time is, again, another cost that's passed down to prospective home buyers. And for me, right now, when I talk to people in my generation, like they feel that dream of owning a home or having an affordable place to live is it's not available to them. And so the hope with this bill is that we can actually use this technical piece of legislation to move the process along faster so that homes are coming up faster throughout British Columbia.
You know, we have heard some concerns from the Union of BC municipalities about this. The quote here was, fast-tracked approaches that skip over consultation are likely to lead to unintended consequences. Now, did you consult with any other municipalities before drafting this?
I can tell you that I have spoken with a variety of different local governments. This bill has received support from groups like the Greater Vancouver Board of Trade, Homes for Living, which is an affordable housing advocacy group, Strong Towns, Home Builders of British Columbia. What the focus is of this bill is coming back to ensure that families and young people can have homes that are available to them, because that's what we need to be doing. And that's what I hope that would actually arise through this discussion on the private members bill, is a discussion about how we can do things better and deliver for British Columbians.
But because it is a private members bill, that's not something the NDP is putting forward as a party. Does that suggest your party is not behind this bill?
What I can tell you is I brought this bill forward with the goal and intent of ensuring that we can build housing faster for everyday British Columbians. Brought it forward. We had the discussion at first reading, at second reading. There was debate that went back and forth. And now there's a public consultation process built into the private members process. And what I've told every mayor and councillor across British Columbia is that I want to work with them. I was a city councillor and regional district director in Nanaimo a while ago, and I understand the hard work that they're doing to deliver for British Columbians. And what I would say to the people who are watching on television today is Google Certified Professional Program BC. And what they'll find is many municipalities that are doing this. The City of Vancouver, Surrey, Town of Ladysmith, City of Nanaimo. This is something that municipalities have said there's actually a challenge with a backlog, and here's a way to be able to deliver results for local governments. So I just want to be able to uplift the great work that local governments are doing across British Columbia.
George Anderson, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much and look forward to being back.
That is George Anderson, MLA for Nanaimo-Lanceville. We're talking about the private member's bill that he put forward that he says is going to get homes built faster to help address BC's housing crisis. Not everyone is in support of this bill, including our next guest. Korky Neufeld is the MLA for Abbotsford West. A good afternoon to you.
Thank you, Gloria, for having me.
What is it about Bill M216 that gives you pause?
Well, first, let's start off with there's nobody in this legislature that doesn't agree that housing is an issue. It's how we go about doing that. And if you look at the UBCM conference they had here in September, and you talk to the mayors and councils and regional directors, they had huge concerns over this bill because what it does is it takes away their autonomy, their flexibility, and their accountability, and puts it into the hand of a superintendent of professional governance, puts it in the hand of somebody here in Victoria that's sitting in an office and removes it from the local context. And that is a huge concern for them. They too want to build houses. They too want to make it affordable for young people and elderly people. But the problem is there's so much red tape that already exists, and now we're adding another layer that they feel is just going to add to delays and bottleneck the process that they're trying to expedite.
You know, you don't have to cover local politics for very long to come across projects that they're ready to go, but then they get stalled. Or could you imagine any scenario where that could be useful?
Well, I mean, there's different complexities to buildings, and different regions have different complexities, and that's another thing. This government feels that a one size fits all, but you and I know that different regions have different typography, they have different climates, they have different needs, they have different growth challenges. So it needs to be at the local level where these decisions need to be made, not here in Victoria. Let me just read something that is on the website from the Abbotsford City. It says this: at its annual convention in Victoria, the Union of BC Municipalities expressed support for Abbotsford push to have the province of BC provide for local governments to help cover infrastructure costs resulting from the increased residential density permitted by the province's provincial housing legislation. So when this government puts legislation forth like Bill 7, like Bill 14, like Bill 15 in the spring session, like Bill 30, like 31 and Bill 35 in this session, those are problematic for local governments because it takes authority away from them and puts it here in Victoria, which is the disconnect.
Well, and here we are. We are agreed that we're in a housing crisis. And as you point out, we have seen the province add housing targets for municipalities across the province. Been certainly some municipalities that have been pushing back, like West Vancouver, Langley City. Yeah. What do you see here? I mean, what role should the province play in attempting to increase housing stock?
I think they need to get out of the way because here's the thing. Local mayors and councils and regional boards are elected locally. They're accountable locally. So let them make the decisions and let the disputes be handled locally. Now the disputes are going to be handled by somebody in Victoria. And now the professional, who's the professional hired by? It's not by the government. It's not by the municipality. It's by the client. So there's a potential for conflict of interest in that legislation as well. So we are seeing this over and over again since I've been in Victoria for the last year: government overreach, government control. And when I was a school board trustee for 16 years, we saw them erode our capabilities to be flexible, our capabilities to target money where we felt it needed for our unique setting in Abbotsford, like 60 other districts across the province. Instead, Victoria feels that one size fits all, and it does not.
Korky Neufeld, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Gloria.
Korky Neufeld is the MLA for Abbotsford West. The deadline for feedback on this bill for housing applications, December 2nd. So you can go to the government website to give your feedback.